afternoon and welcome to the El Hilal Stadium in Omdurman. We're in Sudan, but in fact it's South Sudan against Equatorial Guinea here. The road to Qatar 2022 begins right here for these two teams. It could well end as well on Sunday for the side that's beaten in this two-legged playoff to reach the group stage of the African zone, qualifying for that Qatar World Cup. The 28 teams here involved, the lowest ranked. They'll then go through, the 14 winners of the two-leg playoffs go through to join the 26 best teams in Africa. 10 groups of 4, then the top teams in those 10 groups will play off against each other for the 5 precious places in those finals in 2022. It seems like a long time away already. It will come round in a flash. We're in Sudan because the stadium in Juba, the capital of South Sudan, is currently being renovated, so we've just taken a short hop across the border. Omdurman is right next to the Sudanese capital, Khartoum. Cracking game in store here for you. South Sudan, who independent only in 2011, have made great strides. There's still plenty of work to be done though. But they have got a promising side. They've managed to put together. Equatorial Guinea, well, they really scaled the heights at the 2015 Nations Cup on home soil. Finished 4th. What a tremendous achievement that was. Pushed themselves up all the way into the top 50 in the FIFA rankings. Currently now, though, down in 139th. It hasn't been the best of times since that real high point in 2015, but they do have a lot of talent now in the squad, a lot of players who have been brought in, Spanish-born players. Equatorial Guinea, the only Spanish-speaking African nation, mostly, of course, divided between English and French. A little bit of Portuguese as well, but Equatorial Guinea, oil-rich former Spanish colony, has some quality performers in their side, notably Emilio Nsue, who you may know, former Spain under-21 international, actually won the European under-21 championship with Spain in a side featuring David De Gea, Juan Mata, Thiago Alcantara in Denmark in 2011. Fabulous Spain side that was. Nsue not able to make the step up to the senior team, and no shame in that given the quality in La Roja Furia in recent years. But Nsue, one of the major names in this Equatorial Guinea side. Kickoff due here in about 10 minutes or so, just under 10 minutes in fact. The two teams, as you can see, just coming out. Today, then, the first leg of this playoff. The second leg will be in the capital of Equatorial Guinea, Malabo, on Sunday, the 8th of September. So not a lot of recovery time for these two sides. And one of them will already know that they won't be going to Qatar as of Sunday evening. Here they come then, the bright star of South Sudan in that very catching white strip with the sash and the star appropriately enough on it. And Equatorial Guinea in all in red. Both teams getting to wear their home kits as we see some of the South Sudanese fans who've made the trip. course, first we'll have the anthem. The band looks as though they're having a little chit-chat amongst themselves behind the groups of players. Really important game this, of course, for both teams. South Sudan yet to qualify for a major tournament. They've been in the Nations Cup group stage a couple of times. Of course, the first step on a very, very long road, and very bumpy and difficult road to Qatar as well. When you think of the likes of Tunisia and Algeria, Morocco and Egypt, the heavyweights of the African continent, South Africa as well. It's a long, long list of challenges for those 5 priceless places in the finals in Qatar in 2022. Anthem time, and it's the visitors from Equatorial Guinea first. Hosts national anthem. Formalities almost out of the way then, and kick-off very quickly approaching here in Sudan, but it is South Sudan against Equatorial Guinea. 2 games to decide who goes through to the group stages. Don't forget of this African Zone 2022 World Cup qualifying. The South Sudanese party has already started up in the stands. It is likely to feel a little bit empty, the stadium. A capacity 65,000 can cram in here on the best days. Al Hilal, one of the top teams in the Sudanese Premier League. Match officials today coming from Libya. Team photo for Equatorial Guinea, team huddle, it would seem, around the captain, Peter Manyang, who's giving his side a real pep talk before this one. It is almost a year to the day. It's a year to, actually, the anniversary is tomorrow, not a year, but it's actually 4 years tomorrow that South Sudan recorded their first ever competitive victory. Guess who the opponents were? Equatorial Guinea, 1-0, their first win in 13 attempts. However, we are exactly 3 years to the day since Equatorial Guinea recorded their highest ever victory, and that was a 4-0 win over, yes, you've got it, South Sudan. One of the most distinctive strips in world football, South Sudan. It's the goalkeeper, Majak Mawiti, who plays his club football at the Melbourne Sharks in Australia. A lot of Australian-based players in the South Sudan lineup. A lot of them, of course, their families fleeing the country, fleeing Sudan during the civil war. And it's South Sudan who get us underway here in Sudan. And an early ball into the box as well, and a first test for the Equatorial Guinea defence. Equatorial Guinea, they're nicknamed the National Thunder. No chance of thunder, at least off the pitch today. It's a beautiful day. That'll be an easy first touch for Mawiti in the South Sudanese goal. Pitch looks in reasonable touch. It's a good long ball, searching ball as well. It was Dominic Abouye with the cross. Look out for him, plays his football actually in Sudan at Khartoum. And he got the only goal of the game in South Sudan's warm-up win over the Sudanese under-23 side. As I say, given the Spanish flavour to the Equatorial Guinea team, you can expect a lot of high-quality possession football. We've seen that so far as they make their move into the final third. Suddenly ducked out of that one, did Manyang. I don't think anybody expected it. That's probably why he got away with it too.
Out.
The Equatorial Guinea players have Zalong Nacional on their backs. That is National Thunder. Translates into English. Not their names. Well, that was a speculative effort. Target though. Worth a goal though, space there, but a little bobble as well. You saw just as he struck it, not helpful. That'll be a goal kick. Good defending. Jimmy Michael Omer, who plays his club football in South Sudan. There were 17 home-based players in a preliminary squad of 32 that Cyprian Besson, the coach of South Sudan, named for this one, and Omer is one of them. There he is, plays at Atlabara, who have just been knocked out of the African Champions League, and they didn't get a helpful draw. Al Ahly, the real African heavyweights, beating Atlabara 13-0 on aggregate. But no real shame in that. Al Ahly cuts above many a team on the African continent, and dare I say elsewhere. That's good strength, real battle going on, and eventually won out by Jackson Abede. But Equatorial Guinea have it back. Equatorial Guinea showing the better quality on the ball so far. Challenge by Ruben Belima there for Equatorial Guinea. Here they come again, the visitors. Easily dispossessed. Now an opportunity for a counter-attack. The ball holding up a little bit in the surface. That's a foul. Probably a yellow card as well. The very deliberate pullback. Zoma. I thought he'd want to throw. Assistant referee on this near side says differently. Here's Kike Bula, dispossessed. He's shaken off the ball there. Both teams have been busy with the African Nations Championship. That's the Nations Cup, but only for locally based players. Not good news for South Sudan. They were knocked out 4-1 in aggregate by Burundi, but better news for Equatorial Guinea as they progressed, albeit with a 5-4 real thriller against Chad. Those games in August, a number of the homegrown players featuring in these squads today. Here's Chok Tie. He plays his club football in familiar surroundings. He plays right here for Al Hilal. 27 times the Sudanese champions they are. by David Majek. Oh, pressure on here. He did well enough. But was in real trouble there. Foul by Kiki Bula. Stockily built, isn't he? Really powerful forward, plays his club football in Cyprus. Actually born in Equatorial Guinea, though, in Malabo. Hoisted away. South Sudan seeming to settle into this one now. Exciting times in South Sudanese football as a women's league starting up next year. So that one's well overhit. Tall number 3 there. That's Marvin Aniabo, born just outside Madrid. Plays there as well with Alcorcon. Just went 22, did Aniabo. Slightly controversial to bring all these Spanish-based players into the squad, but it's certainly given Equatorial Guinea a boost in terms of the quality. That's really good play, too, by the rangy number 6. That's Diosdado and Bele. An opportunity there for Bula. Couldn't get it on target. That will be a corner. A lot of the most menacing players come down this left-hand side through Kike Bula for Equatorial Guinea, and he's earned his side the first corner of the game. Flicked on at the near post, and nobody there in a red shirt at the back post. If there had been, there was certainly an opportunity. there's quite a wind blowing around, swirling around the stadium here in Omdurman. So far, Equatorial Guinea able to handle everything that's been thrown at them, and then some. That's a really good run, this time down the right. Corner, pressure being applied by the visitors. That's a really good take by Majak Mawiti. That'll give his defenders a lot of confidence. Really came and claimed it with authority in the crowd. Easily cut out. Good bit of defending that was too by Ruben Belima. Once a speculative effort. And possibly worth it, especially when it takes a bounce in front of the goalkeeper like that. Not easy for Mawiti to deal with, but he's already shown a safe pair of hands with that cross, but that's a little bit of a dangerous ball and had to be won. Didn't want to lose the ball there. Did Toktiem. It's Manyang's header. That's a nice bit of play. And a great ball too to release Omet. Super recovery too. Really top draw defending that. But Omet managed to find space in behind the back four. That's promising for South Sudan. We've had nearly 17 minutes in Omdurman. It's Sudan 0, Equatorial Guinea 0 in the first leg of this playoff to reach the group stages of the 2022 African Zone World Cup qualifiers. There again, it's clearly a tactic of the South Sudanese coach Cyprian Bessong to try and get his side in behind on this left-hand side. header. Helped back by Belima, and cleverly so too. Oh, that's a crunching challenge by Maniac. The South Sudan captain will be extremely fortunate to escape a yellow card here. Really came flying in. I don't think he's going to be booked by the Libyan referee. But he has conceded a particularly dangerous free kick.
اللي وراه اوفسايد يا باسم، اللي وراه اوفسايد. عديلي يا عبد الواحد. ايوه تمام.
Pedro Obiang is there, the number 8. He'll be going for goal. It's deflected wide. Former West Ham man. Has a lot of Serie A experience as well with Sampdoria. He's back in Serie A with Sassuolo. He is the star act of this Equatorial Guinea side, number 8. Abula's gone over to the opposite side. Deliver this out-swinging corner. Movement in the middle for him. Hangs in the air. Gonga's trying to get on the end of it. Basilio Ndong, who was battling for the ball. Gets his side a throw. Here he is again. It's overhit. Ngonga just launches it up the field. The 24-year-old, one of the Spain-born players in this side. Good strength by Cosette, and the strike as well. It's a clean hit, but lacking the direction. South Sudan's 2018 World Cup bid ended in the playoff. They were well beaten 5-1 in aggregate by Mauritania, but they did get a 1-1 draw in the first leg in Juba. And the level here with Equatorial Guinea, 0-0 as we approach the halfway point in the first half. That's well done, and clearly pulled back he was by Sawal Koko. An opportunity to deliver this one into the box. Plenty of height in the South Sudanese side. It's a nation that's produced a number of NBA players, Luol Deng and Deng Adel. Not a good delivery, that. Doesn't matter how tall you are. It's that sort of delivery. Here goes Jimmy Omer. Trying to beat his man for a pace, but it's Cosmo Abene gets there first. Kike Bola. It's happening again. Cosme, as he's known. Well off the target. But Equatorial Guinea is certainly the most enterprising of the two teams. Looked good in spells of Equatorial Guinea. But they haven't significantly threatened Majak Mawiti in the South Sudanese goal, and the South Sudan fans certainly enjoying themselves. Oh, that's good play. And options in the middle as well. Here's Jimmy Ome. Might have done better. Might have done a lot better. First clear-cut opportunity against the run of play, it has to be said. But they're celebrating it as if he did find the back of the net. But he knows that was a real opportunity. Does Jimmy Ome. And we've got an Equatorial Guinea defender down. I think he'll be okay. It's time for a drinks break at the halfway point in the first half. The first real opportunity falling to South Sudan. Not taken though. It's been a good first half. So far, no goals though. Best football, it has to be said, being played by Equatorial Guinea. They're already through to the Nations Cup 2021 group stages, but got a tough ask as well to get through to the finals. Tunisia, Libya and Tanzania in their group already. As for South Sudan, they have another playoff coming up. That's next month against the Seychelles. And if they do get through, they're in a really tough group as well, with Uganda, Burkina Faso and Malawi. But they have to come through in 2 legs against the Seychelles, something you'd expect them to do. But expecting something and actually doing it is a very different thing. That's good play. Jose Niwa. Really good play by him as well. Dispossessed well. And that's just out of reach of Bula. Had a couple of years in Greece before moving to Cyprus last year. The Kike Bula. That's a good burst forward as well. Oh, and if he could have squeezed it through. Niwa was in space on that left-hand side. Away by Luis Meseguet. Who plays his club football in Macedonia, actually. North Macedonia, I should say. Recent name change. It's a good play by Josete to Balima. Now Bula. Not sure whether he's going for goal or trying to play it through. Either way, it's come right back at Equatorial Guinea. South Sudan have been in Sudan since late last month when they had a training camp in Khartoum. Been preparing very intensively for this game. Launches it forward, nobody down in the red shirt though. Here's Josete. About trying to release Ruben Balima. Really overhit the pass though. That's nicely done. A little bit risky. There's been a few hearts in mouths there. Josete very close to squeezing in. Niwa gets the fans excited on the far side, but not for too long. Luis Meseguet. It's his club football at Rayo Vallecano. That's for their reserve team. Was on the books of Atletico Madrid in his youth. Here's Ando. Was a strong challenge. Full-blooded and fair, says the referee. Not that one though by Bula or Nomer. Free kick for South Sudan. 12 minutes to go until the break. you are again. Getting a lot more of the ball in the last 10 minutes. Launched it forward. Not particularly subtle, not particularly successful either. Here's Obiang, excuse me, not Aubameyang, of course. Gabonese international. Gabon and Equatorial Guinea, though, neighbours. Actually hosted the 2012 Nations Cup together. Then when it switched years, Equatorial Guinea had it in 2015 on home soil, in Gabon 2 years later. Equatorial Guinea stepping in from Morocco. They do have a fabulous football infrastructure in Equatorial Guinea. Here's Ruben Belima, now Josete. Cuts it back, Obiang. Belima. Still not away, still a danger, and a lovely first goal. The opener for Equatorial Guinea. Beautifully delivered, just stroked into the net. And it's Luis Meseguet, the fullback, who's got the goal. Really top quality strike. Just passed it into the net like the very best goal scorers. And he's a defender. Just picked his spot beautifully. That's deserved. An Equatorial Guinea lead, 1-0. Big goal, away goal for Equatorial Guinea. Just been talking about him, Luis Meseguet, known as Messi. More like Messi for Equatorial Guinea right now. Easy enough claim. First time that we've seen Felipe Avona plays his club football in Ethiopia, actually, after a spell in South Africa. Here's Ruben Belima. Oh, left that short. Meseguet, a goal scorer. And some Bele across to his centre-back partner, Ngonga. Great overlapping run from Ndong. Just held up by Matiang. Did enough, did the big South Sudan centre-back. Nico Kata. And now Equatorial Guinea really zipping the ball about. Federico Piccolo is going to get the throw that he wanted. There's Jimmy Oman. His coach was just alongside him there, Cyprien Besson, Cameroon-born. Has German citizenship as well, has played his club football for a time in Germany at Fortuna Düsseldorf and Borussia Mönchengladbach's reserve teams. The right idea, but there's nobody there in a white shirt. Straight at Nico Kata. That's asking too much of Meseguet. Here's Ome, he's in behind Ndong. Early ball in. Oh, what a strike off the bar. Thought the chance had gone, but I think it was Niwa coming in on the far side. Absolutely smashed it. And Equatorial Guinea with a huge let-off. What a hit from Niwa, though. No chance for Avona, he wouldn't have even seen it. Magnificent hit. Unlucky, that would have made a beautiful goal. A real sign of hope then for South Sudan. But they trail with just over 5 minutes left in this first half. South Sudan 0, Equatorial Guinea 1. Remember, this is the first leg of their playoff to reach the group stage of the 2022 World Cup qualifying. Another good little run by Niwa, who's now starting to cause problems down that South Sudan left. Tien, Ome. This time Ndong gets the better of it. It was Ome's ball across for Niwa. And saw him hit the crossbar with that wonderful strike. Ball is taking his time to get up. May be more to do with the temperature rather than the actual foul. It is around 40 degrees Celsius or 103 Fahrenheit. It's pretty warm for football. It's a well won back by Bikora. Bula. Now here's Josete. Belima. The best of balls, and Bella has to come across and clear. Belima has it again, slightly fortuitously. Space now for Bula. Gets away from his man, who's Jimmy Omet. He's having to work back a lot as well, the winger. Obiang. Here's Bikoro again. It was the right idea, but Obiang had gone the wrong way. And Dom. That should be easy enough. It's a corner. It's a corner. He was under a little bit of pressure from Josete. Couldn't allow just the ball to run out of play. Or maybe he could have, but it was a very fine judgment indeed. And he's taken it across the line as Mwiti and given away a corner. Was balling, good header away. Really good defensive header from David Majek. And it's through to Mwiti without any real problem. Going to have a very early substitution here. Got to be an injury-enforced one. Didn't quite see who went off, I'm afraid, but it's Deluri Denes who has come on. Number 20. And here he is. Substitute just stepped off the bench. Deflected. It's deflected off the hands as the Libyan referee. I think he's right as well. Here's an opportunity for South Sudan. Almost into added time. It's dropped in. Gone far too high. Wasted, really. I understand the need for power, but the need for precision is even greater. On Pele. Mania, South Sudan captain. Can't be long until we have the break. We're already a minute and a half over to 45. I didn't see who went off, but I think it must be Jimmy Omer who was replaced by Denes, the number 20. That's a dog. Not quite sure why he went down clutching his head. Maybe he was hit by something. I apologise for the breakup in the pictures. You didn't miss too much action. The half-time whistle has gone in Omdurman, and it is still South Sudan 0, Equatorial Guinea 1. Messager with the goal on 34 minutes, and on the balance of play, deserved. Equatorial Guinea, the much improved side, the much better of the two in that first half. And again, it seems the Gremlins not quite out of the system. Pictures from Sudan. Well, we'll be back with you for the second half. Stay with us.
ما هو ده الجميع الحاجة اللي هناك دي اديتك لأنت
وشقيقه القيني أو القيني الاستوائي في اللقاء رسميين في إطار تصفيات كأس العالم العام 2022 بقطر. وانتهى اللقاء أو انتهى الشوط الأول بتعادل سلبي بين الفريقين. نحيي الجمهور الكريم على امتداد جمهورية جنوب السودان، ونحيي أيضا الجمهور السوداني، ونحيي أيضا نادي الهلال العظيم الذي استضاف هذا اللقاء في جوهرته الزرقاء. وأيضا نرحب بأعضاء السلك الدبلوماسي وكل الضيوف الكرام الذين شرفونا في هذا اللقاء. وأيضا نرحب أيضا بالسفير الغيني وأيضا رئيس الاتحاد الغيني لكرة القدم. وكما أيضا لا ننسى أن نزكي الشكر للاتحاد العام لكرة القدم بالسودان الذين قاموا ووقفوا على كل صغيرة وكبيرة ليظهر هذا اللقاء بهذا الوجه المشرق. إذن النصر حليفنا، وهذا الجمهور العظيم المتعطش للانتصار اليوم يومك. فهؤلاء اللاعبين الفتية أيضا سيكونوا عند الموعد. إذن
Welcome back to the Al Hilal Stadium in Omdurman. We are in Sudan, but it's South Sudan against Equatorial Guinea, the first leg of this playoff to reach the group stages of qualifying for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. The first step on a very long road to those finals. Let me remind you, there are 28 teams involved at this stage of the competition, the lowest ranked teams in the African zone in the FIFA rankings. And after these two-legged playoffs, the 14 winners join the 26 best ranked teams, including the heavyweights like the Nations Cup champions Algeria, the runners-up Senegal, the likes of Mali, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Nigeria and Egypt. They'll be in 10 groups of 4. The 10 winners then will have a two-legged playoff with another of the group winners to decide the 5 places for the final tournament. Equatorial Guinea have the upper hand after 45 minutes of play here. They lead by a goal to nil, the national thunder of Equatorial Guinea. It's thanks to Luis Meseguer, their right back today. They lead a goal to nil. Equatorial Guinea in the red, South Sudan, the home side, in white. And it's the hosts on the attack. They've had to step across the border as their stadium, their national stadium in the capital Juba, is currently being renovated. A very handy $5 million grant from FIFA has been awarded to them to upgrade their stadium. That was Emmanuel Thomas's ball, another one of the home-based players. Amarat United, he features in. Easily done by Manyang, and here's Thomas again. Dispossessed a little bit too easily. Ruben Belima, born in the Madrid neighborhood of Móstoles, the same as a certain Iker Casillas. Here's Ndong, likes to get forward as the North Macedonia-based fullback. Bula has a good understanding with him too, and Ndong's ball in is a poor one, in fact. Overhit from the fullback. The return leg, let me remind you, on Sunday in Malabo, capital of Equatorial Guinea. It's actually on an island, is Malabo. The rest of the country is on the mainland. But they are building a new capital, Ciudad de la Paz. It's the City of Peace, which will be the new capital of Equatorial Guinea when it's finished. come the visitors. It's another wasted cross. Seen some good handling from the South Sudan goalkeeper, Mayak Mawiti. Haven't seen too much of Felipe Avono at the opposite end. He's not really been tested. Although he did see his crossbar rattled is an understatement. It was absolutely thundered. Here's Maniak. Always a tremendous atmosphere at these games. You just saw an Al Hilal flag being waved. Al Hilal, for those non-Arabic speakers among you, Hilal means crescent. Actually, a curious way that the club was named. A number of club members were brought together one day to meet and try and decide on the club's name, and they couldn't. It took some time. They went outside. It was already dark. One of them saw the moon and said, why don't we call it the Crescent, Al Hilal. Iban Salvador there, the number 17. Plays his club football with Celta Vigo reserve side. I should say he did. Here he is again. Went down far too easily there. Not going to get the penalty. But, Iban Salvador has just signed for Fuenlabrada, who've just been promoted to the second division of Spanish football. One of the players who qualifies through his grandfather. It's the case of a number of players. Equatorial Guinea, a former Spanish colony, the only African nation where Spanish is an official language. Six minutes gone in the second half. South Sudan 0, Equatorial Guinea 1. Mania. South Sudan have to try and step up their game. They've only had that one shot off the crossbar. Other than that, they've not really threatened. Here's Tok Tiam. That was a lovely first touch. Very nearly a good ball too. Meseguer in the right place for Equatorial Guinea. Here's Mbele. He's had quite a few air miles collected in his career so far. Played in Malta and in Finland. Now back in Equatorial Guinea. Ivano, long ball, easy for Manya. Chested down where many others would have had to head it. He's almost 2 meters tall, the South Sudanese captain, but Equatorial Guinea have it again. Bula. Obiang tried the outrageous flick. Ruben Belima. Bula again. Lots of red shirts in the middle. Lovely little bit of trickery from Bula. And not the finish he would have wanted by any stretch of the imagination. Had done all the hard work to work the space for the shot. I think we're going to have a substitution. We are indeed. It's number 9, David Majak, who is coming off, that's for sure. And on is coming number 25, Kenny Atiu. So Cyprian Bessong making the second change of the game for South Sudan. Kenny Atiu, he is going to pose quite a problem surely to the Equatorial Guinea defence. He's over 2 meters tall, plays for Melbourne Victory in the A-League. That will be a free kick. Challenged by Ngonga. And a yellow card. The first of the game goes to the number 3. Unsurprisingly aimed towards Atiu, who won the header. South Sudan now need to use that weapon, the height of Atiu, to try and give this Equatorial Guinea defence and Felipe Avono in their goal a real headache. Bessong said his side would be cautious in their approach for goals. They're going to have to be a little bit more adventurous now. Here's Ruben Belima. Very nearly squirmed his way through 3 South Sudanese defenders. Nice ball by Emmanuel Thomas. Here's Atiu. Good challenge this time by Ngonga. His dad, Oscar, used to be the Equatorial Guinea coach. Overiga from Pedro Obiang. Played nearly 100 games for West Ham United. Played over 100 in Serie A for Sampdoria. In a 5-year spell in January, he's back in Italy with Sassuolo. In Reggio Emilia. It's almost as if the Equatorial Guinea defenders are complaining that Kenyatta is just too tall. It's Manyang as well there. Plenty to aim at for Emmanuel Thomas. Right in the mixer. And it was the captain, Manyang, who got his head to that one. Sorry, it was Atiu, in fact, once again. Given away. No doubt that South Sudan on top for the moment. Haven't quite got the final pass right though, have the hosts. That has been the problem so far. They're winning the ball in really good positions, but then not doing enough with it in the final third. Manyang with the header, really strong, the South Sudan captain. Messeguer with the lunge, but it's a throw to South Sudan. Emmanuel Thomas. Oh, good pace and strength. Chance still. Oh, referee was in the way. He was in the way. Was the Libyan referee. Emmanuel Thomas wanted to shoot from the edge of the box and had to instead step around the ref. But the South Sudan fans certainly feeling the momentum being built by their side. They now need to capitalise though. Thomas again, seeing a lot of the ball now. Says Nuya, hit the bar in the first half. Thomas. Equatorial Guinea having to regroup, and that's really good tracking back by Josete. And Belima was caught by Emmanuel Thomas, and that will be a yellow card for the leggy midfielder. And he can't have too many complaints. We've had an hour in Omdurman. It is South Sudan 0, Equatorial Guinea 1. That was a very untidy challenge, actually. Looks worse and worse the more you see it from Emmanuel Thomas. That's Federico Picoro, actually born in Cameroon, in the city of Douala, which you may or may not know is the birthplace of a certain Samuel Eto'o. Looks like we're going to have an Equatorial Guinea change. And I think it's Emilio Nsue who's going to come on, one of the most recognisable figures in the Equatorial Guinea squad. No substitution yet, though. The visitors yet to make a change to their starting 11. Oh, that's a nice little ball around the corner for Belima. And another foul, surely. That was needless. Never understand defenders when they do that. We're going to have the substitution now. He's going absolutely nowhere. Why foul him? I think it looks like it's going to be Kike Bola who's going to make way for Nsue. Nsue just telling his teammate to wait as he makes his way into the middle. Decent delivery, and this time Awiti a little bit of juggling. Handball style throw out, and it's a good one too. Atu. Here comes South Sudan. Really good counter-attack from the Bright Star. Great work from the goalkeeper initially to set them away on the counter. Niwa might have done better. And now Nsue trying to organise in that 6-yard area. It's a good header away at the near post. Comes back in, and an opportunity maybe. And the bounce worked against South Sudan, as did the offside flag. Wouldn't have counted anyway. It's Niwa who was poaching in behind the Equatorial Guinea back four. "20 minutes gone nearly in the second half, and Equatorial Guinea just clinging on a little bit. That's not a place where you want to lose the ball. Give it straight to Bikoro, and here goes Jose Tena. He's looking for Obiang. Oh, well won back by Bikoro. Loses out to Thomas. Nobody in a hurry to take this throw in. Nsue's ball back was short, and here goes Atu. Needs support as Kenny Atu, they're arriving a little bit too slow, and Meseguer was there before them. And that's the second time Equatorial Guinea have looked vulnerable on the counter-attack. Well won back by Thomas, just stuck a foot in on Obiang. And that will be a free kick, says the Libyan referee, Mr. Huraiwida. Foul by the over-eager Diosdado and Mbele. Now this is a shooting opportunity, surely. It's a long way out, but it's not too far out. And if Kenny Atu gets all his 2 meters and 1 behind this one, it could really fly towards Savannah. He's well aware of that too, as the Equatorial Guinea goalkeeper. Atu's the only man behind. He's surely just going to have a strike for goal. He does. Off the wall. Crisply struck. But the direction wasn't good enough, and Josete fouled. Pulled back by Peter Deng. Haven't seen too much of Deng in the game so far. Plays in Australia at Heidelberg United. Moved to Oz in when he was just 10 years old. Brother Thomas as well, you may know. Played for Australia's under-20s and their Olympic side. Manya, good distribution. That's nicely done too. Josete. Deng wins out in that one. Foul on Dominic Pretino. Haven't seen a lot of him either. Not enough as far as South Sudan are concerned, but Guinea Atu, since he came off the bench just some 14 minutes or so ago, has been a real thorn in their side. Oh, it's good play. That's a foul, surely. No, says the Libyan referee. Might have brought that down, Matia. Stand here's Nsue. Middlesbrough fans and Birmingham City fans will know all about Emilio Nsue. Free kick goes against South Sudan. Not quite sure how. That looked like a foul for all the world by Igor Ngonge, who's already been booked. Trying to get a piggyback off Atu. The foul though goes against the big South Sudan centre forward, who I suspect, if he causes a bit more havoc, will be in the starting lineup on Sunday. They've looked a little bit toothless, have South Sudan. Better in the second half since he came on. Here is Atu again. Holds the ball up well too. Oh, lovely little bit of skill. Gets the crowd going. Niwa. He's got on the ball too. Oh, it would have been a good ball if it had been a better ball for Thomas. Too much on that, surely, for Niwa. But better from South Sudan. But they have to start putting more pressure on that Ivona goal. Going to have a change. It's Ruben Belima who is going off. Had a solid game. And Ruben Belima. Thomas. Space on that far side. Oh, Atu! What an effort. Caught it supremely well, just couldn't keep it down. I think if he had, it would have been 1-1. What a handful Kenny Atu has been since he came off the bench. And how are the Equatorial Guinea defenders giving him that sort of space in the penalty area? That's a question that Angel Lopez, their coach, will be wanting to have a very good answer to. I don't think there is one. They shouldn't be, is the simple answer. And South Sudan now really with the initiative, and it's all because of Athiou, who at the moment is unplayable as far as the Equatorial Guinea defence are concerned. Oh, it's wasted. Come on, when you've got a player like Athiou in there. Set-piece delivery has been really poor. Cosette, Equatorial Guinea just need to spend some time in the South Sudan half. Another easy one for Ovona. And with just under 16 minutes to go, Equatorial Guinea have a precious 1-goal lead. Luis Meseguer's 35th minute goal, the difference between the two sides. Oh, that's a nice ball. Here's Athiou again, and cuts it back, and it is in! Niwa is claiming it. I think there was a touch off a defender as well, but it's in the back of the net, and South Sudan are level. And once again, it's a deserved goal. They really have taken the initiative in the second half of the home side, and they've got the goal that their play has been worth. And again, Athiou at the heart of it. His ball across. Niwa certainly got a shot in. I don't know if he got the last touch, but it was on target. Oh, in fact, it wasn't. He didn't get the shot away, and it's an own goal by Nico Qatar, who was right behind Niwa. Couldn't do anything about it. But it's an own goal that has brought South Sudan level. I'm sure that when they look at that again, they will have to give the own goal to Qatar, because he didn't get the shot away, barely touched the ball. Did Niwa, and that was the problem. Qatar just didn't expect it. Ricocheted off him and into the back of the net, and now a real opportunity for South Sudan. Well, that's nicely done, and a foul. And a foul again by Ndong. Fouled him once. Dennis Deluri, the man going to ground, and then Ndong clipped his ankles again. Well, to be fair, he was just playing on. Whistle didn't sound immediately. But now there's a chance. Now there's a real chance for South Sudan. It went down very easily. I'm not quite sure what they were trying to do there, Equatorial Guinea. Waste of a counter-attack. And a yellow card for the goal scorer, Messaget. It has been one-way traffic for the last 25 minutes. And there's a party up in the stands. South Sudan with a really good display in the second half. Here's Thomas. They need good delivery here. Oh, they don't get it. But headed on, and dangerously so. He's offside, though. He's offside, it won't count. It won't count. But again, another waste of a set piece. Real shame too. "11 minutes to go. South Sudan 1, Equatorial Guinea 1. Gonga across. Equatorial Guinea still will be pretty happy with this result. You saw Nsue there after the goal went in, just telling everybody to calm down. A 1-1 draw away from home isn't too bad. They have that away goal. Maniac, who's passed on the captain's armband to Leon Kamis. Here he is, the midfielder, now captaining the side. Chance here. Try to place it. Try to pick out the top corner. Did Kwang Tok Keyok. Maybe tried to be a little too clever. Maybe should have just put his foot through it. Oh, imagine the party if he had done and had found the net. Chases on for Josete. Here's Obia. Not a good ball. Great idea as he looks for Nsue. Maoiti knocks it long. Atu is there again, causing havoc, but it drops nicely for Equatorial Guinea. Here's Eneme, Santiago Eneme, the youngster who plays his club football at French side Nantes. Lovely play by Obiang, great touch. Josete, Eneme again. And Obiang, better first touch, and South Sudan would have been in real trouble. Matia. That's good play. Kamis. His ball forward. Space here for Niwa. Good recovery by Eneme. And it needed to be as well, because there was an opportunity there. Door half open before Eneme got across to slam it shut. Not a good touch by the South Sudan captain. Oh, it's well won back. Really well won back. Unfortunately for Equatorial Guinea, they get themselves out of another hole. Eneme. Bikoro. Now Nsue. Still on to it. Lovely little ball inside. Josete. Loads of space on this near side for Eneme. On the foot of Mawiti. Saves South Sudan. Just too much space given. There was Nsue there as well. Eneme. Maybe Nsue put him off slightly. But the youngster so close to a second for Equatorial Guinea. Would have been very much against the run of play. But it's all about taking your chances. And Equatorial Guinea very nearly did there. Obiang's corner. Deep one. Ngonga looking for the comic book fairy tale finish there. Left that a little bit short, did Mawiti. Matia gives it away very cheaply indeed. Nsue. And now it's Equatorial Guinea looking menacing. Nsue. And he and Qatar rather got in each other's way again. 6 minutes to go. Maybe a shooting opportunity here. Nsue trying to clip it back over the top for Basilo Andong. South Sudan can't get out of their half right now. Messaget. Seems a long time since he got that goal. Really good goal it was too on 35 minutes. Obiang. It's going to come out here to Bikoro. Didn't catch it significantly enough to trouble Mawiti in the South Sudan goal. Not a good clearance either because Atu couldn't make a challenge there. Here's Obiang. Help through to Nsue. Foul on Nsue. Equatorial Guinea, who looked like they'd settled for the draw, now suggesting that they quite fancy going for a second. They had that chance with Eneme just before. Obiang just clips it forward and Nsue is there. I think he was trying to head it across goal, to be fair. Was hardly likely to score from that angle or that distance. Wasn't a good ball inside by Niwa. That was a good ball. Looking for a set. Good recovery by Dennis Daluri, tracking back. His coach will be pleased with that sort of work ethic. Leon Kamis. Niwa now is offside. Schoolboy error from the winger. Time ticking away for either of these sides to find a winner. I suspect we'll go to Malabo on Sunday with still everything to play for. Equatorial Guinea with the slight edge with that away goal. But given the way that South Sudan have played for much of the second half, they'll be very optimistic that they can at least match this score in enemy territory, as it were. Here's Atyu. He has been the real game changer for the home side. Oh, that should have been dealt with better by Kwang Tok. Real battle. And we're going to have a substitution. It's going to be Federico Bicoro, who is coming off. He's worked hard. Just over a minute left then. 1-1. And on the balance of play, first half going to Equatorial Guinea, second to South Sudan. It's a fair result. Comes the free kick. Maybe an opportunity here if Ngonga had played it a cross goal. It's offside anyway. Fair play to the band who just keep giving. There's been no let up in their tempo throughout the 90 minutes. It's the time for South Sudan to throw everything forward. 3 minutes to be added on. Ivano taking his time. That will be a free kick for South Sudan. Emmanuel Thomas, he's had a good game. 90 seconds left. South Sudan will need to get it forward fairly soon if they're to snatch a late winner. Niwa continued his run well at Kerjok, and a chance here if he'd caught it for Leon Kamis. Had a long time to watch it, but not easy. We've got an Equatorial Guinea player down. It's Mbele. Had an opportunity there. Dead low on Kamis. Not quite sure what Mbele's problem is, but it's serious enough for the stretcher to be brought on. Never a good sign. Well, actually, it looks like it's a spot of cramp, which is also hardly surprising, given the temperature here. Suspect he will be able to see the game out, though. There's only a handful of seconds left, maybe a minute. Players getting as much fluid on as possible as their teammate heads off here. Ivano will take as much time as possible with this. Cyprian Bessong has seen a decent performance from his South Sudan side, but looks like they're going to have to settle for this draw and hope to win in Malabo at the weekend. Indeed, they will have to settle for it as the referee from Libya brings this one to an end in Omdurman in Sudan. It's South Sudan 1, Equatorial Guinea 1, and it's all to play for in the second leg on Sunday. Deserved result, really, for both sides. Equatorial Guinea superior in the first half. Some nice passing too. But South Sudan hit the crossbar, remember. Beautiful counter-attack it was too. Niwa crashing a shot off the bar. And they got their just desserts in the second half. Much improved display from them overall. Nico Kata with the own goal. It's ended here 1-1. They meet again on Sunday to contest the place in the group stages of the qualification phase of the 2022 World Cup. We'll be seeing you there. Bye-bye for now.
وكان فاكهة المباراة بكل حقيقة، وأيضا اللاعبون قاموا بأدوارهم كاملة. هذا الجيل هو جيل واعد، أو هذا المنتخب الجديد يعتبر منتخب واعدا وزاخر بالعديد من المواهب. إذن موعدنا سيكون في الأسبوع القادم في مباراة الإياب التي ستقام في العاصمة الغينية. أيضا اللاعبون الآن يحيون الجمهور. الأداء كان جميلا وكان مشرفا. برايغ ستار وياي، ساوث سودان وياي، ساوث سودان وياي، ساوث سودان وياي، برايغ ستار وياي، برايغ ستار وياي، ساوث سودان وياي، ساوث سودان وياي، ساوث سودان وياي. إذا نحن في المباراة القادمة سنكون في الحضور بهذا العدد أو بهذا الكم الهائل. ألف مبروك للجمهور أولا، وأيضا اللاعبون قد قدموا أداء جميلا أو الجمهور يحييهم. نحيي حاج أن نحقق النصر في المباراة القادمة. ألف مبروك، هذا الجيل الواعد، هذا الجيل الواعد سيحقق الكثير لجنوب السودان. هذا المنتخب رغم ضيق فترة الإعداد قدم مباراة رائعة، واستمتع الجمهور بحقيقة بهذا اللقاء الذي هو يعتبر أولى مباريات تصفيات كأس العالم قطر 2022. أيضا هنالك مباراة قادمة بعد أسبوع كما أسلفت القول. هذه المباراة ستكون بغينيا. إذا النصر لنا. ساو السودان وإيه؟ ساو السودان.